Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever applies to you. This is 35mm to Life. I'm your host, Dejay, with my amazing co-host, Mike.
So. Is that how you... I don't even know.
I've never played Sims in my entire life.
Yeah, I just need to put the diamond above my head.
Yes. And your video editing has gotten so good, it's very possible.
It's going to happen.
We have a special guest in here tonight. She's kind of cool, I guess, whatever. This is Carley.
Hey, guys.
I've known her forever. She is a... Yeah.
Hello.
She is a model. She is also a professional barrel racer. She's one of the few people that are required by law to register in Nevada as a gambler because she does so well.
That's crazy.
It's super cool.
It's kind of cool.
You should have seen Aaron's face when I said that. He was like, "That's fucking cool, man." I was like, "I know." I waited 10 seconds before I said that. You're welcome.
It sucks when you do taxes, though, let me tell you.
I bet you're right.
They take all the dineros.
Well, then that just means you need to win more. And
it does.
And she just started competing again 2 months ago, which is great. So
we took a little hiatus for a while.
So I want you to try this, see if you like it. Cheers. Kabam.
Cheers.
Sir. Kabam.
Cheers.
Jack Daniels sponsors.
Oh, cheers. Oh.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Right? I love it. So I've also decided we need to do the Hot Ones Challenge on an episode as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a good
spicy,
idea.
So.
I am okay.
But
with
I also
spicy.
sweat a lot.
So no, say so when we do that episode, we're gonna do it at my house.
Yeah,
we're gonna have the AC blasting.
Yeah.
Fans pointed at us.
No hats, no nothing.
Cammy standing by with
Everything's
ice water. Just no, exactly.
White shirt. Are
Sure.
these free?
Sure. I mean, yep.
No, we should wear gray shirts so you can watch
weird.
the sweat. Yeah. You want to join us?
So like this
Nope.
and see
I'm
what
out.
happens.
Anything spicy? Mm-mm.
She has a fucked up stomach.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not really.
Everything else but the stomach.
So for those of you listening or watching, we usually have photographers on the show or videographers in the beginning because as we're getting started. But this time, I wanted to bring Carley along because she's a model. That way you guys can kind of hear it from the other side of the camera.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're going to talk about things that photographers do that you enjoy, things that photographers do that you do not enjoy. And pretty much anything else. We're also going to talk about who your favorite photographers in the world are. Whoever that is.
Yet,
Huh?
She hasn't shot with me yet, so.
Ooh,
that is true.
I guess I got to shoot with mine.
That is true, yeah.
I just had a banger shoot in Tahoe. That's why I'm covered in mosquito bites.
You know, I never get invited to any of his shit, and it's starting to piss me off.
Well, now I expect
Hey, would you want to
invite.
wake up at 4 in the morning to go?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If it's for a sunrise? Yep.
Sunrise shoot was.
Oh, I'm sure.
What kind of photographer? Sunrise? No, I'm going to shoot at noon. No, fuck that.
Yeah, you want to shoot in daylight?
Oh.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, God. You
Since
showing me
haven't seen
pictures?
it yet. Yeah, I'll show you one.
I'm excited.
Yes. Fucking fire.
Oh, that's rad.
Almost as good as me.
Yeah.
Almost as good.
No, that's actually... Is that edited or no?
Yeah.
That's so good, dude.
I showed...
Because I know you're still trying to find like your style.
Yeah,
I like that.
Switched it up a lot.
I like that a lot. Oh, I have a very large shoot coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need your help with it. And I was actually going to ask you as well.
Okay.
So there is a local barbershop. It's BJ's Barbershop. If you guys...
Oh, yeah.
If you guys are local, please go check this out. Mari is amazing. So is her mom. They run it. It's locally owned and operated forever. Family business. Even her daughter is helping out at the shop.
Yep.
Her daughter loves photography.
Rad.
I brought her with me to shoot a wedding. She was my assistant and my second shooter.
Okay.
And she has very little experience. Just absolutely destroyed it. Did
Sweet.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she wants to learn more. And I told her, I'll teach you anything you want in exchange for helping me out with these photo shoots. She agreed. And then Mari told me that she wanted, to move forward with that, like, expand on it, like really teach her stuff. So we're doing that. She's buying 3 dresses with long trains.
Okay.
We're going to do a red dress in the middle of Pyramid Highway with the mountains in the background.
That's fun.
We're going to do a white dress on my normal spot up at Geiger.
Yep.
And in front of a waterfall.
Yep.
And then we're going to do the really stylized one with a rose gold or taupe, tulle, not taupe, tulle dress. They are looking at buying butterflies to release and all that kind of stuff.
That sounds dope.
I'm going to get like the stuff that you show me.
Smoke
I'm going to
stuff?
get some of that stuff too.
Yeah.
We're going to have powder. Yep. We're going to have powder.
And then, holly
flashes.
What's it? Holly powder?
Yep, I'm bringing that too.
Rad.
But that's why I need you guys. One, experienced model, so you can help her with that.
Gotcha.
Mari's probably going to be there as well, and then helping with flash and all that kind of stuff.
Heck yeah.
And I'm not getting paid for these. Like, I'll buy you guys food if you want. I'm not getting paid.
We'll bring food.
I'm getting compensated in another way that I'll tell you offline. But it's very worth it. So
OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Religious.
Only,
100%.
only feet.
Only feet.
Blech.
It's
Okay.
Carly's favorite.
We need to find a photography term for people that are addicted to before and afters.
People that are addicted to before and afters?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. We need to make.
Oh,
a
you mean
term.
like the people that just hit the slash bar in Lightroom all day and just go back and forth?
That, or just somebody that loves seeing befores and afters? Because me and Callie were talking. I don't know how often you talk to Callie now.
I was on the phone with her for a long time today. Thank you.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Oh, okay, hair flip.
Wait, who you on the phone with? Who?
I was not. I was just talking to Callie.
Oh, I thought you said Carly. I was like,
No,
okay. I have too
she's
many.
in the room.
We
Yeah.
met like 5 minutes ago.
I
Right.
forgot.
We were
I'm
talking
old,
forever before this.
Fives
You don't know
evers.
that.
No,
You just
no,
have
apparently
no
not.
idea.
Jeez,
But
who the fuck am I?
here's the before of the photo I showed you.
Yep, nailed it. I like it. Even the before is good.
Yeah. So
So much better.
I love
And it's-
before and afters.
It's so that's true.
we just need to come up with the term for it now.
Renee's.
We need to. What?
Renee's.
That's my middle name.
Oh, I'm a Renee's. You're gonna expose her whole name throughout the podcast.
Yeah,
slowly but
he'll do
surely.
it on accident. It's fine.
It's true. And like normal people hide their middle name. Like me, like my middle name is fine. Like I don't mind it at all. But some people hide their middle names.
Mhm.
I don't hide my middle name.
I don't
No.
hide mine.
My business is
Like a
behind
lot
my
of people
middle
think
name,
that
so-
her last name is her middle name.
Oh, okay.
But
Unless you're in clients.
that, and if you guys have people that follow you, my work or your work is on your Instagram and everything.
Facts.
So
Mhm.
Big facts.
Yep.
yeah, can't really hide me.
So as long as we've been, friends, we have done one shoot together, and that was at Aaron's class
Yeah.
for a lighting class. I was
Yeah.
at helping with that.
Was
and
that
then
at like
We
Ferrari
have a-
Farms or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've got a file of like everything that we want to shoot, but it just
Yes.
hasn't coordinated with time.
it's getting
like,
bigger and bigger. Oh, which
Yeah.
reminds me, we need to transfer it to notes because we can share that now,
Yeah,
and we
I
can
have
see
one
what
of those
updates. So
too.
Oh,
Have you ever
sweet.
used Millinote?
no,
It's
is it a million times
a-
better?
Huh? It's a million times better. For real. Plug. Sponsor
Can you highlight?
Millinote.com.
Ooh,
Millinote.
oh, you can highlight notes now in regular notes.
Okay.
Oh,
I found it by accident.
Do I have the app?
And I don't know how to get it to go away now. But
I love organization.
That's my Millinote.
really,
Okay.
Maybe.
So, for the recent shoot that I did, you can collaborate together,
Oh, that's
That's dope.
awesome.
Pinterest ideas, and put all your notes.
yeah, you
and
did
where
talk to
can
Callie,
use-
didn't you?
Why? This was before. This was.
Was it before or after, Renee?
The app I've had for a while.
Yeah.
The before and afters were after the shoot.
So I've heard of that app before. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
such
that's
a good
super awesome.
collab because you just send them the links and then they can add and
Oh yeah.
great collaborative work.
So I wanted to talk to you about this too because I know you're trying. I know you really really want to go to full time with this, and I
I actually was looking at another job for full-time
bro.
photography.
Okay, so I have a lot of ideas to run by you.
Okay.
Because I fully believe that your passion is there. I fully believe that your work is there. Your editing is there. Everything is there.
Yes.
100%. And that's why I want, like, when I have offers for second shooters, people call me. You're always the one that I'm going to go to.
Thank you.
It used to be Aaron, but Aaron is way too busy now because he's super badass. So
Take that as a compliment, Aaron.
yeah, well, when he's not getting classes canceled on him,
Yeah. But
It's not my fault. My horses are broken.
that's true. That is not your fault.
I was looking at a gym clothing brand that's local in Reno. That's also huge. Kill Crew. Have you ever?
Oh, I
Oh,
thought-
yeah.
What's
Kill
like?
Crew?
Isn't that the company? No, you were on a different shirt before.
I wore Dark Sport.
Yeah,
They're also really big now. They're like at 1 million something followers.
but I've heard of them before. Yeah.
But Kill Crew is actually local.
Yep.
In Sparks, and they're hiring photographers.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Do it.
I know. I'm about
You
to
tell them about
apply.
me?
Huh?
Did you tell them about me?
No, I told them about me. So it might be full time. I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
that would be great.
That'd be crazy, right?
And remember the other day when I talked about soccer, and I was like, oh yeah, well.
Oh yeah, we
By
might
the-
play soccer. What the hell? I don't play
Yeah.
soccer. Never in a million years.
So by the time this comes out, I'll have an answer, yes or no, if it's going or not. Somebody went on to Facebook and posted a. So Reno used to have a professional soccer team, 1868.
1868.
They don't anymore.
They're coming back, I think.
Battleborn is the new professional soccer team.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. So Greater Nevada Field has never heard of them because they had no idea when I called them because I was on a wild goose chase because somebody posted like, hey, we're looking for a photographer, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm a photographer. So I reached out to him and I
That was
hunted this guy
Patrick.
down. Yeah. So I hunted him down, finally got a hold of him, found out what's going on. And he's like, well, you know, it's volunteer basis for now. You'll be compensated in different ways. I was like, I'm not in this for the money. Like, for my portfolio for my business as of this year is huge. Nissan and Harley, and now possibly a professional soccer team. So portfolio wise, right there is worth it to me in the first place. But when they have their training camps and all that kind of stuff, I can bring whoever I want with me for free, and they can play with the players. They can talk to their licensed coaches, like professional coaches. I get to go to the games. I get to bring people with me to games, all that kind of stuff. And that right there to me is worth it. Ground level, because if this goes well, then later on I'll be like, hey, how about a little bit of money? You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not a greedy person. But that's why I was like, yeah, because I thought you like soccer and I was wrong. So, and you don't like soccer.
I'm not a soccer person.
You don't like sports.
I was wondering why you asked me about soccer. I was like,
I know. Well, I told Carley and she was super happy. So at least somebody's happy for me.
There you go. I mean, we're all happy for you.
Carley.
You just won't catch me watching a soccer game.
She says that now.
She might want to watch a soccer game. They look fun.
Are you kidding me? Like sweaty dudes running around?
All the chants and everything that go with soccer?
Does booze and food come with it?
Probably.
Are you serious?
Then I'm in.
Have you met me? Yeah, okay. We'll sneak him in if we have to. Does your pre-fiance have
Pre-fiance? Do you hear that? If you read or if you listen to this, B?
I'm calling you out, Britt. I'm calling you out 100% right now. Does he like sports?
Yeah, he likes sports.
Does he like soccer?
I have no idea if he likes soccer.
Well, check it out. If he wants to go to a game, that's cool, but he's got to meet me first, finally.
He's like a diehard
After
football
years.
guy.
Wow. What a ring.
Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. My dad's calling me from another phone number.
Are you sure it's your dad or it's not
It says maybe Aiden Hansen.
Oh. Do we need to answer that?
No. I love you, Dad. If it's important, he'll call or leave a voicemail. That's our family code. So, family code, everybody does that. Anyway.
Not everybody.
No.
My family does not.
My family does not either.
So
they'll just call 18 times and then you're like, oh, somebody's dying.
Meanwhile,
Copy. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, so that's super cool. I'm excited for you. I have a lot of I'll talk to you about this stuff offline.
Yeah.
But I have been thinking about a lot of ideas for you, for us.
Oh, thanks.
And because I get you out of the fucking warehouse and get you behind a camera full time like you want to. Not that there's anything wrong with the warehouse if you are. Oh, I do know people that you work with are listening to this. So
yeah, I know. Me too.
There's nothing wrong with the warehouse. Just this man is talented.
I love my company.
As long as it wasn't the warehouse I worked in, which we will not say the name.
Oh, that's funny. He won't say it either.
I won't say mine. I wonder if we worked at the same one. I don't think
question.
We did,
Hold on. No question, actually, because you can just mute the audio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the count of 3, you'll say the warehouses you guys worked at.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Sony.
Oh.
Okay. Really?
I did not know. That's
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I know why you left.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. No worries.
I can explain afterwards.
Yeah,
I have a
that'd be
phrase
great.
that I almost called my boss that I should not say on
Is he white?
microphone. No.
Oh, okay.
I would love to share nicknames. We'll do that off
Yeah.
mic.
Oh God, you have weird nicknames though.
Mine was just offensive. Let me just
course it
let me
was.
cut this part out.
In case you guys didn't know, Mike's very religious.
Overlay, yeah. Let me overlay good audio over this. I'm
Whale noises.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what? What if you found like the most like generic like voice of somebody who's like Sony. And then so like when you guys say just put Sony over what you guys just said. Be so
I'm gonna take the audio from like the Google Translate thing where it says Sony. I'll just
Sony. Yeah, perfect.
Sony.
It's perfect.
That was a horrible Google thing. Anyway, so you are a professional barrel racer, part-time model, home decor specialist, property
That's
manager.
cool.
Not really.
She's
But I actually like home decor.
I do too.
I think I'm at that point of my life where home decor is like very
I get
intriguing.
excited about like new appliances and I'm like, ooh, this lamp goes perfectly right here. Oh my God, and it's on sale. Yeah.
Are you really
It's
into
kinda
like
sad.
color theory and stuff too, and matching colors and everything?
Yeah.
What do you think of the layout of this?
I dig this
space?
room. I like the chairs. It's a good accent.
Uh-huh.
It offsets the room.
I agree.
I think it's rad.
Screens, yeah.
I like the lighting in here too.
The lighting is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've seen our podcast before, right?
Yeah. You made me watch it,
Hey, yo.
even if I didn't want to.
You didn't want to watch us
kidding,
talk
I'm
about
kidding.
boring photography news?
Everybody who's watching, we appreciate you all.
That's very true. We really do.
Yes.
We're
Yeah,
at
what Carley
1,000
said.
something, huh?
That's so rad.
We're doing it.
We're doing it, boys and girls.
And girls.
So my very first, so I've been shooting rodeos and barrel races since 2012. And that was the first time. So my sister, Sam, you, Jordan Ernst, Tia Baker and Bailey Casanelli.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. It is not Casanelli. No, it's Casanelli now.
Yes.
It used to be Bailey Fury, right?
Yep.
Fury? Fury.
Fury.
That's
I'm sorry,
badass.
Bailey. I don't think
Bailey
Bailey's gonna do this,
Fury.
but
Bally,
Fury, yeah.
If it was Fury, that's badass.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
But
she's pretty badass.
Am I missing
That's
anybody from that core group though? Because that was pretty much it, right?
I think that was it back then.
Was
Because
that
that was
just
an
like a s-
SSBPA, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
that was in Winnemucca from the first Ranch Hand Rodeo.
Ranch Hand. Oh, you probably had Brooke Harmon there too.
Oh yeah, I haven't talked to her in forever though.
Yeah.
Is that just like a small community? Like that was it?
It's
or
small,
was it like,
but it's big. Like, so like a Ranch Hand rodeo, the barrel racing is in like an additional part to it. So you'll actually have a
5
whole
days.
rodeo
Oh,
going
okay.
on, but then you'll also have the barrel racing. It's like 5 days. And there'll probably be 2,000 people there.
Yeah.
Maybe, give
With-
or take.
with,
and probably
A couple hundred entrants.
300 to 500 barrel racers, depending on how big
Wow.
it is. Yeah. So, and that's just separate. That's during its own performance.
That's a whole other building because
Yeah.
that's what Hans shoots.
Mm-hmm.
We love Hans.
Mhm.
Hans
He's
will be
cool.
on an episode too, by the way.
That's
super cool, dude.
Super sweet guy.
And then I was shooting the dogs inside, and then everything else, all the other events that weren't barrel racing, was in my side. So
rough stock, branding,
Yep.
things like that. The
Go-
cool thing about like Ranch Hand Rodeo is it's all cowboy events. So
Mm-hmm.
it demonstrates like the difficulties of working on ranch life is kind of the
Right.
events. So it's not always like traditional PRC events
Right.
that you see like
At, like,
arena
the
rodeo.
rodeo, yeah.
Yeah.
and before you guys get all like, oh, is there cowgirls too? Yeah, we get Ranch Hand is gender neutral. Shut up.
Is it? No.
Well, and so there's one event that I had not shot before that I loved shooting. It is chaotic to say the least, and that's when I was there, it was specific for the natives, and that was I think it was the
The Indian rodeo, right?
yeah, but I can't remember. These horses get released, and then teams of 4 or 5 have to calm them down and mount them and ride them to a certain point.
Yeah, so they're like unbroke horses. They
Very
release
much.
them
That's
out of the
crazy.
like bucking chutes, and you basically one person holds them down, like holds the head, another person like tries to keep them calm, and somebody else throws the saddle on, and then they have to throw the rider on. It
wild.
depends on what it can be called. I mean, it depends on the rodeo that they're using it for.
Yeah, because I don't want to offend people.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it can be called the Indian race or the wild horse race, or yeah,
That's nuts.
yeah, yeah. I won't partake in that one. Too many broken things.
Not the horses.
Yeah.
Those horses are well taken.
Right.
But yeah, it's nice that they get their own event, and I actually made quite a few friends from that as well, shooting the whole thing. So big events. Her parents were the very first people to buy any of my stuff from any of my
That's sweet.
rodeo stuff. Yeah. So
Shout out to my mom. She's
absolutely.
rad.
And I maintain friends with all of them. I think except maybe Jordan. Like we still talk once in a while, but we're just
Jordan,
friends.
we're calling you out. So
Absolutely.
I'm having tacos with you tomorrow.
She also are you?
Yeah.
Oh well, you
She moved here. I convinced her to.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Nice.
do me a favor and convince her to follow up on the photo shoot we're supposed to be doing that she asked me for a year ago.
Oh.
Yeah, she's definitely one of your friends.
I'll give her shit.
Yeah,
Hey.
absolutely. Hey, by the way, DJ was talking about you. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
She's
you guys just,
she's a
like,
sweet
late?
girl. What's that?
Are you guys just late to everything? Like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And like so
understand
busy that I literally don't know which way is up and which way is down most of the time until, like speed bump.
She will literally be late to her own funeral.
Yep.
I have full faith.
Except for I'm like a cat. I've had like 9 lives. I think I've used up like 6 of them though.
I'd say about, yeah. Well,
3 more.
after December, I think that counts as 2.
Yeah. The speed bump joke got hit by a car.
For real?
For reals.
Holy shit.
And didn't break anything.
You didn't.
Poor horses.
I know we were talking about The Office earlier. Now I just think The Office episode where Michael Scott runs over Meredith with,
Yeah.
with his car.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
And then Dwight crashes his car and then gets a concussion.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
you.
The Office. Now I'm gonna have to go
You know-
watch The Office.
You're gonna give me shit about the ring that I'm wearing, and it took you 3 months to tell me about what happened in December. I had to drag you to the house to have dinner before you told me about
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I failed you on that one. We'll blame
We're
it
just
on
gonna
hitting
call
my
this
head,
even.
even though I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure you had to have.
Yeah. Just
I don't know. Our friend Janet got like the main hit, but yeah.
This woman is tough as nails, dude.
I mean,
70
with barrel racing and everything else.
Four?
Too.
74.
Is she 74? She's in her 70s, right?
Janet? No, I think she's in her 50s.
Oh God,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
She's not
Yeah.
gonna listen to this.
No.
She doesn't
You
listen
never
to
know.
podcasts.
She's rat though.
She is an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah. She is tough as nails.
She
I
really
thought
is.
for sure she was dead when I got to her. She was
Holy shit.
not.
was the whole
She's a
thing.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about it on the podcast or not, but if you don't, that's cool. We'll talk about it at a certain burger place we're going to later.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care.
Can't announce that because you might find us. I don't know. That doesn't really matter.
They already know we go to Purple. We're going to a burger place. It's called Up and Down, Left and Right, something in something. I don't know.
Something in, something out.
Yeah, something about animal.
They're delicious.
Yeah, they are.
Animal styles.
Oh, actually, fun question. Sorry, what's your order from the place that we haven't named yet? What's your go-to order?
Double.
Yep.
Ketchup, lettuce, spread, no tomatoes, no onion, and animal fries, no grilled onion.
Wow. Okay.
Vanilla milkshake because I'm basic.
Because we get the same exact thing we found out.
Protein style 3x3.
Yep.
Animal style.
Oh, look at you guys, gym junkies.
I have to watch my girls be alpha.
Be alpha.
Kyle be prayer. Oh, I'm excited for that too. Sorry.
It's coming back.
Kyle is coming back. That's going to be dope.
Return guest. Number 1.
We're going to have a huge drone episode on that. And my buddy Zeb is coming in too for our video game episode.
Yay.
And then I want to do a movie episode too. We have a bunch of different stuff going on.
Rad.
Yeah. So anyway, how far are we right now?
25?
25? Let's see, I went the wrong way that time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
We all good.
So what is your favorite shoot you've ever been a part of, and what is your least favorite shoot you've ever been a part of?
Ooh.
You don't have to name names in case anybody's listening.
Okay.
Also, how long have you been doing the modeling stuff?
Yeah, so I got talked into it by a few friends.
This guy?
High school.
Yeah, he convinced, he was part of
Nice.
it, but Katie Lehan actually convinced me to do it. God, I was probably
You were in high school, I think, because you're.
freshman
with the
in high
horse,
school. Yeah, the mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, I just want to really get into photography. Why don't you get into shooting? And she's like, I think you could build a portfolio. And I was like, yeah, okay. Like
Yeah.
today, to all those people who are listening and want to be inspiring models, you don't have to look like one all the time. I rock the no makeup look, the hoodie look, jeans all the time. But as far as like typically being a model, that was not my thing. I didn't even know how to contour my face. So that's, makeup and everything else. But
I don't know how to contour my face either.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Blue steel.
But I don't know. She convinced me to do a couple shoots, and then I started building a portfolio, and people would have like posts on Facebook or whatever, and I started applying for some of those and started getting into it more and learning how to be a better model, and got super into it, got compensated for some things, realized that there was like legitimate money in it. And
Nice.
some of the shoots that I've done, Elegance Equine, they actually published publicly and were in several magazines. So they did
Nice.
some super cool stuff. Favorite, I don't know if I have one. I like that every shoot is unique and you get to know your photographer behind the lens. Like if they're cool, they're bubbly, they have a good personality, you're all about it.
Oh God, you and Callie would get along
If
so well.
they're if they're dry and awkward and don't want to say anything, it could be tough because you're like, oh, what do you want from me?
And
It rubs off on the person who's in front of the lens,
Exactly.
right?
And I like to call those kind of people landscape photographers.
Yeah.
Go shoot trees if you don't want to talk to people.
But
True that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. You can make a living off of landscape photography if you really needed to.
Trees are sometimes easier to work with.
they're nicer.
They can be.
Until the wind hits them and you're just like...
That or, storms come in and everything else. But no, one of the craziest shoots, I won't say favorite shoot, but one of the craziest shoots I shot is I did a shoot with a big Percheron gelding, or a Frisian gelding, and he was imported from out of the country.
If you guys don't know what that horse looks like,
Yeah,
here it is.
He's a big, gorgeous black horse, and they imported him. His name is Oldridge the Great. And I was thinking I was all smooth. I've trained horses for most of my life. I've sold some super successful horses. I still train. That's part of my business. And yeah. But I thought I was good. I was kosher. It was sunny. I go to get on this big ass horse, and I'm in this long dress with a flowing train, and he's not having it, right? The wind is coming in, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm like trying to bridle him up, and I realize he's really freaking strong. I'm 110 pounds soaking wet. I'm going to come off this horse. But I was like, nah, keep my cool. I got this. Well, that mother trucker went across that grass, and he tried to dump me. And the outtakes was just pink underwear and dress. But yeah, that was probably one of the fun, crazy shoots. But actually, some of those pictures were super dramatic. The storm came in, the rain was real, and the rad part about it was like, the rain made the shoot. Photos were freaking awesome, but the outtakes were glorious. Yeah, I should just make a blog for those.
I was going to say that. I don't think many people have seen those.
No.
Yeah.
I hope many people don't.
We're going to change that. Anyway. This is the revealing podcast.
Yeah. Hey!
Hey, look at that. Look at
This
here.
is my pink underwear.
Yeah. Super
This is
classy.
my pink underwear.
But
Oh, no. Salmon. Never mind. Don't judge me.
salmon?
Yeah.
You're wearing salmon underwear.
So, okay. Yes, maybe.
Like the actual
Rose the bottom for me.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a
there's
fish. Yeah. Salmon fish on your underwear.
Look, I'm not proud of the fact that I know more colors than I should. Okay, like earlier I was talking about Tool.
It's the feminine side of you.
Guilty.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. I don't have the hair to do that.
I don't either. Mine's tied up in a nice little man bun. So,
You can still
which you
flick it.
haven't made fun of me for yet, and I know it's been bothering you. Huh?
That's because
can
Britt
flick it.
has one too right now.
Yeah, Britt. Bonus points right there.
It's more like a man nub, but he's getting there.
And size matters, Britt. Got him. So who are some of your favorite photographers?
Well, DJ's been a lifetime friend, so I can say DJ, but
I paid her to say
on
that.
one.
Yeah.
He did. He did $20.
$20. I was
Gonna pay for the
burger.
out in the
Yeah,
inn.
see.
Out in the inn.
But yeah, and honestly, I had a really cool shoot with Sue at I can't even think of her last name at the moment. But
Tell me this last one.
Yeah, the last one that I just shot. She really captured the dramatic effects of a horse that we've got that went through some pretty hard stuff.
And she sought you out too.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a model call.
Mhm.
And she's pretty rad. So if you guys want to do something with equines, I can have the boys put her link in or something. But she was super cool. Elegance
Do that,
Equine
yeah.
was fabulous, but she moved. Lana and Brittany separated for the partnership, and one moved to Georgia and one moved to Florida. And then there's been a lot of other really cool people like the Noopies and everything else like that. So
Nice.
They're out there. Carley has also been a very popular face amongst action cameras classes for portraits.
Right.
So if you guys have been doing any of those, I'm sure you've seen him around. You remember Daniel Garcia? He's got the gauged ears, glasses,
yeah,
younger kid. So he's my mechanic at Harley. He's
Oh,
the
no
only guy
way.
that I trust to touch my bike.
yeah, he's super cool. He took some really cool shots of the last one that we shot.
He still hasn't shared them with me because he's a turd.
To be fair, I only got to see one. He didn't send them to me.
I will talk to him for you. You talk to Jordan tomorrow for me, and I'll talk to Daniel tomorrow for you.
Deal.
It's on.
Nice.
So
No, that's awesome. And then, okay, so from your side of the camera, when somebody's taking pictures of you, what are some things that a photographer can do to kind of, because luckily you're used to being in front of the camera, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, when you started, like, what are some things that a photographer can do to make a model feel comfortable and kind of in a good space? And what are some things that they should absolutely avoid?
yeah. So one of them is like talking to you, right? Like getting to know you. You're still a human being. You're not just an object out there. They're
Right.
not an object, right? You don't want to be total strangers with the photographer. So whether it's a model call, whether it's you're paying them for the shoot, you want them to be personable. You want them to be like a friend. The other thing is try to refrain as a photographer from making comments on poses that can be kind of harsh. Newer models or people who've never been in front of a camera don't understand that, like, they think they might be being soft or looking comfortable in the camera. They might look super rigid and uncomfortable, and it's not natural for them because to them it's just bigger pairs of eyes that are on them, right? So that's probably a really big thing. Like, I won't point out the photographer, but I had a photographer who is like, your hands look like claws, which is why our joke is like, ah. So I'm like, I've done this long enough. Am I really doing the claw hands? But you really can do the claws on accident. So like a soft hand, you've got different ways and you want to be more relaxed. So being comfortable, not being harsh on them.
Right.
You know, a big thing, like, I'm not anti-alcohol. So like my favorite shoots are when we drink during our shoots. Like, just champagne. It's totally fine. Like, pop some bubbly, joke around. It's fun. Music really adds to it. So, like, yeah, if you're playing some jams and it's like hyped up music or just something in the background, it doesn't make it feel as awkward. Classes are a little bit different, right? So, like, action camera, like, they're teaching. So I'm just kind of doing whatever. And most of the time they're not guiding what they want me to do. But when a photographer also guides the person that they're shooting, it makes a big difference too. So you're like, oh, you know, soften your face or tilt your face this way.
It takes out the guesswork for the model.
Be
so,
comfortable, or, you know, oh, I need some lighting on your face, so I need you to turn, 2 inches to the left, or, helping them out exactly where you want them makes them a little bit more comfortable too.
Yeah. And
How would you, like, for those getting into modeling or starting to? Because the people that I just shot are trying to build that portfolio into getting. So how do you guide them from being like a rigid body to somebody that's like softer, more relaxed?
So it takes a lot of time, right? It just takes getting comfortable in front of a camera. So like a lot of things that I learned and I got really good pointers from like better models than myself. I'm still an amateur in a lot of aspects. Being shot a lot. So like if you have friends and you're like, okay, cool, let's do a TikTok or let's, just shoot videos or get on a podcast or something like that. Be comfortable in front of the camera is the big thing. The other thing is like having them shoot with their friends, like putting up a camera and just taking pictures and videos or hanging out and like apply for the model calls. Like even if you don't think you're that good or you're really new or you do feel like rigid and uncomfortable in front of a camera, you see one of those model calls pop up and it's local. One, you're supporting the local business and you're giving back to the community. Two, you're going to get some free stuff for your portfolio, which makes a huge difference because shooting in front of a camera with anybody who's even somewhat decent is going to be expensive, right? And most of these models are paying for those expensive shoots to try to get their foot in the door. Go for the model calls. And the worst thing they can do is say no. So get some of those portfolios built up, get some of those pictures, submit those for the model calls. You're only going to get better with time. For sure. But yeah, the big thing is don't put pressure on yourself. Have fun. Like we do this because it's fun. It's cool. And a lot of what I do is giving back to the community. Like, oh, cool. You've got local t-shirts. Rad. Yeah. If you want, somebody to pose them, sure. Bring it on. And it becomes something fun. You're jamming out to music. You're making new friends. You're making good connections. But yeah, that's probably the only piece of advice I have on that is do it more.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about the excuse me, the equestrian community are too specifically is that, and it's not something that's like, oh, this generation did it, because it's not like that at all. There's new generations that are the same way so I've known her forever and she has never once ever asked for or accepted any free pictures. She's always paid me the same price as everybody else. And Anna Yeager, if you ever hear this, she's also a really, really good barrel racer, insanely good. She's also a model. She's an absolute sweetheart. Her dad is a cool dude too. And she goes out of her way. Even if she doesn't like the pictures, she will buy them because she supports the photographers that show up. Yeah. And she, like, even if they're not the best pictures ever, she's like, well, I'll buy a couple, gives them gas. Right. That community is insane. The horse community out here is different than people think. Not in a bad way, in a good way though. There is still true cowgirls and cowboys out here. Right. This is still the wild, wild west in a lot of places. And everybody helps everybody. So if something goes wrong, like with your favorite horse, the entire community will rally through and help out. So
the raddest thing is like in any type of sport, there's animosity, right? And you always think that there are competitors that are like, oh, if you're top dog or you've had a horse or an animal that is top dog, there's going to be some jealousy and some competition, right? So a particular incident happened with my pro barrel horse. We were local, we weren't even at a pro rodeo, and someone chose to do something unkind to him, which we won't directly say because police were involved. But long story short, I fed him and put him away at 1 a.m. after running. He was top 5 out of 300 plus girls, totally himself. He was bright. He was in a great place. I came out at 6 a.m. to feed him, went to just throw hay and grab coffee in my PJs, which is what we always do. Right. We've got boots, sweats, and a hoodie. Like, that's the rock and look.
That is the
attire.
So,
again, girls, if you want to be a model, you don't have to look it all the time. Obviously, I came here today on purpose, no makeup, hoodie, so I can kind of just share who I am, not behind or in front of the camera. Got to him. His front legs were crossed. His back legs were crossed. He was convulsing, and he was completely not himself. We thought it was a really nasty case of colic, which essentially for anybody who's not a horse person, you think that or basically what it is their stomach starts to twist, and they can't throw up like people do. So it ends up ultimately killing them typically. Right. We got a vet on site, had her palpate him, recognized that, hey, he seems to be colicking, and the only chance he has is to get back to Reno 3.5 hours away and get on the table.
This is in Winnemucca.
Yeah. Now, mind you, this horse was appraised at $175,000 at a point in his life. I paid $2,000 for him when he was a long yearling. But he's been my everything. He started my business. He started my career. He got me on the pro rodeo circuit. He is my best friend. He is the goofiest dude, biggest personality. But when we found him that morning, he is a tough SOB. I didn't think he was going to make it. And we got him on the trailer. There was a foot of snow on the ground, meaning we weren't getting to Reno in 3 hours.
Right.
And I basically was told, he was given 10 cc's of sedation. I had gotten a bunch of stuff into him. We had to carry him onto the trailer, 6 of us. He was not moving. And the vet basically said, you're going to feel him fall. So we start taking off. My boyfriend's driving. He's calm and collected. So with his particular career, which I'll keep off camera, but that's just who he is. But he was cruising. I was panicking and crying and felt like I was going to throw up. We get to Reno by the grace of God, and we go and back him up and bring him into the surgery center. And that horse was still standing.
Wow.
Which for nearly 4 hours was remarkable, right? He did not look well. He was completely stiff, and he was not able to use his legs at this point. So my mom, which DJ knows my mom, she's not a super big gal. She gets in there and linebackers this horse off of the trailer because the techs couldn't get on the trailer because of liability reasons. Mm-hmm. So she gets this dude out like a full-blown linebacker, gets him out. We get him into the surgery room, and I'm basically told, I'll even give you figures. If we don't give them $7,500 up front, they're not saving his life because they can't afford to risk not being paid.
It's worth pointing out at this point that there is such a thing as colic insurance, specifically for these kind of situations.
So the horse was insured, and insurance had lapsed. So that was totally... I
wasn't saying that to call you out, by the way.
No.
So people can realize
that's totally true. Yeah, this is a common thing in our world.
It's a death sentence for most horses.
And it is, if they don't get the surgery. So I was like, hey... I think he's insured. She was like, let me check the number. I'm crying and on a train wreck. And I call insurance, realized that I was, a month from renewing and it just wasn't working out. And, or not that it wasn't working out. I just spaced it, right? We were doing other things and he was uninsured, meaning I had to come out with it out of pocket, which I was not in the position to do. Britt actually saved his life, and he handed his card over and told them to save his life, which forever, babe, I'm grateful for you if you're going to listen to this. But I probably would have quit horses and quit rodeoing if I had lost this horse.
You almost still did.
I did. Yeah. I almost did. But long story short, he goes into surgery, and 4.5 hours later, we didn't move from the couch at the vet clinic, and the vet comes out, and he has been this horse's vet for a while, a hot minute. And he comes out and he goes, well, if something weird is going to happen, it's going to happen to Cinch. And I'm like, you're not wrong. So to give a little bit background, Cinch is allergic to his own sweat.
Wow.
Has asthma. He has kissing spine, which means there's 2 vertebrae in the back of his spine that are actually touching, which means he should not be a competitor. He should not be doing anything of what he's doing.
He wouldn't want to do anything else.
Oh, yeah. This horse he is the grittiest SOB I've ever met. He is the kindest heart. And he basically, our joke is he defies all odds. That's just his thing. He flunked out of cutting training, which is why I ended up with him as a long yearling. He had 10 rides. The trainer was like, hey, he's not going to make it in the cutting world. You want to buy him? And we had tried a whole bunch of other horses, and we were buying a horse for my mom. And I was like, sure. So we ended up getting him for like a steal.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, if something weird's going to happen to Cinch, or if it's going to happen to a horse, it's going to happen to Cinch. I'm like, okay, why are you telling me this? Is he okay? Like, I'm still crying and I'm in sweats and looking like a disaster. And he goes, well, it wasn't a colic. And at this point, nothing had occurred to me that anybody would be unkind to this animal, right? And I was like, okay. And he goes, yeah, his white blood cell count is 75,000. I'm like, okay, well, that's high for a person. Like, what's normal for a horse? He's like, 1,700 is high for a horse. I'm like, okay, weird. What about the colic, though? He's like, nope, he had mild distension, which basically means he has some inflammation in his large intestine. But that indicates pain. That doesn't indicate colic. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, so I didn't cut anything out, which usually they remove part of the intestine during the surgery. He goes, I put everything back, and he should be waking up in 20 minutes. Well, he took 2 hours.
Wow.
And when he woke up, he couldn't use his legs, and he was collapsing, and he was completely brain dead, essentially. Which at this point, we realized that he had something introduced to his system somehow, whether, he was eating something or was, You
ever seen Emperor's New Groove?
Yes.
Kronk talking about Cusco's.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. But basically, the vets can't say that, right, because of liability reasons. So that particular doctor pulled me out, and he said, do you have any enemies? I'm like, no. And if you don't know me yet, but DJ knows me, I'm the type of person, I don't care how much something's worth in my trailer. I care about our community. I care about our people. Whether I'm liked or disliked, I would help somebody out if I could. I just believe it's the right thing to do. And this community's given so much to me, especially now, which is where we're going to touch base on this. But I just believe in doing the right thing, right? You know, things are replaceable. People are not always, or animals aren't always. So I kind of looked at him dazed and was like, no. And he's like, are you sure? And I looked at my mom because she was standing next to me. We were still in the surgery ward. He was awake, but he was being held up by pulleys. His nose was being held up by a pulley and his tail was being held up, and he just wasn't steady. And this doctor said, well, I believe somebody did this. And so at that point we recognized, you know, that it was probable that he was probably correct. And we recognized later, looking at his blood work, what it actually was. But besides the point that somebody made a choice, or however he got it, we'll put it. Yeah, we'll put it at this point that the horse wouldn't eat out of a grain pan. And if I want to sound really crazy, we even spoke to an animal psychic, and she said something pretty dang particular that resonated with us, that solidified it. But those people are super cool. If you guys ever want to try one out with your dog or cat or anything, totally recommend it.
Judy, my cat would give a psychic like the need to talk to a therapist. I promise you.
Yeah, no, Judy is the gal that we use. She's fantastic, and it will resonate with you for the rest of your life.
Is she a judge too?
No, it's not Judge Judy.
She's so dope.
But long story short, are you running away?
No.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh.
How can you? Did it say something? Oh, okay. So we're just gonna cut this, or amateurs?
Amateur hour.
All the nice things I was saying about you gone. Is mine still going?
I think so.
Good. Okay, and we're back. Hi.
Hey-ho. But long story short, so we get told, like, hey, we think we can get him stable. We're not quite sure. Maybe this is just a bad reaction to the anesthesia. I'm like, okay, that would make sense. You said you found nothing wrong with him, right, as far as, like, colic. So he's like, go home, take a shower, and you can come back. So we go down 80, and we get almost to the end, and he calls me back, and he says, hey, you got to put this horse down.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. In my gut and in my heart, I knew that was probably what was going to happen. He was in real bad shape. And I said, okay, you know, we're going. So Britt and I turn around, and of course I cry the whole way there. He's in tears, and he's a super macho manly man. You know, when we joke alpha. Yeah.
But alpha.
Yeah, he's starting to get into tears, and we get there and we hug it out, and we're both crying, and we go in to say goodbyes, and this horse is laying dead flat, barely breathing. His ears are not moving. He is just not there with us. So I go in there and I pull him in my lap, and we had lost one of my other horses. We worry about the same thing, but we put it past him, and he had some age on him. He was a super cool gift. We could always touch base on that. But I said, you know, hey, Cinch, it's time to let go. Stop fighting. You got to go be with Bull. It's all good. And that horse stood up. Completely unable to feel his legs, that horse got off the ground and stood up and wobbled looking at me. He just stood there. And I looked at the doctor and I was like, I don't know what you want us to do. You told me that he was a danger to himself, like he needed to be put down. And he goes, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen one get up in that case. And I said, okay, well, and he goes, do I have the permission to throw the kitchen sink at him? Which basically in layman terms, that means, hey, can I give him every med that I can think of to hopefully fix this?
That's shotgun meds.
Now, mind you, this is a person that just got out of college a few years ago. I'm just now getting my feet, you know. My boyfriend had just bought a house for us, and I don't have money laying around that can save this horse's life. And I actually had no idea what extreme it would be, but I didn't care. I didn't want my best friend to die. And so I said, yep, You've got permission. I don't care what you throw at him. Give it him all. So he spent 11 days in ICU, and he made it. Wow. He made a complete recovery, as complete as we could anticipate, basically. He ended up being completely neurological and not able to use his feet and not able to have full vision and tripping over his own feet, completely wobbly. Whatever that doctor gave him saved that horse's life. We visited him every day for as long as they would allow us to be there, right? So you have to go in and you have to dip your feet in, you have to wash your hands because it's ICU. And we would stay for the last minute that we were allowed to be there, and then we'd go home and anticipate the next day. And my mom bought all new brushes for him, so there's no contamination, and we spent a lot of time with him. I spent lots of hours there. But when we were told he passed everything, he can go home, but we don't know if he'll ever have a career or a future. He was given a 3% chance to live, not even recover. He was just cleared to jog fully under saddle, which is phenomenal.
Huge.
But long story short, as far as talking about the community and the community aspect and all of this, I recognized I had friends in this industry and I had mutual acquaintances, right? And some of them you feel like they're at an arm's distance, but I am immensely grateful for every single person. I could give you 30, 40, 50 names right off the top of my head of everybody who reached out. I had strangers reaching out that I had never recognized, noticed that were there, and they were messaging me and telling me, oh my God, we're praying for Cinch. You know, we never missed one of his runs. We knew that he was one of the best and that we would stand and make sure we watched his runs, or, oh, your horse actually inspired me to continue to compete, or your horse inspired me to do X, Y, Z. I had no idea this horse had that kind of impact.
Even though we told her that.
I mean, they did. A lot of people did. Everybody's like, this horse is badass. And I'm like, he's just my Cinch. He's my little redhead. But, yeah, they basically, God, I mean, okay, so you guys want to take a guess? You know, so you can't say anything. How much do you think it cost to save his life after not one, but two surgeries?
Probably like 75.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's really high, but actually $38,000.
New car.
Yeah.
So crazy.
A new car, a new horse, anything.
Horses aren't cheap.
No. But as far as that goes, this community raised almost 70% of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. And these are complete strangers. I had a gal, her name is Jessie Galino. So if you listen to this, Jessie, thank you. She was inspired to take care of Cinch as far as trying to put money forward for him. And she had been in a similar situation, had lost a horse to colic and wasn't there in time. And she basically told me that horse inspired her to find another horse at some point when this animal went down, when that animal went down, to do something good for that person and that animal to push his memory forward. So in memory of her gelding, she completed an entire fundraiser. She donated tons of items off of her own ranch. And this was a complete stranger. I had never met her. We were friends on Facebook through mutual acquaintances. And she raised a ridiculous amount of money to save his life. And Dejay, I mean, they hosted a barrel race in Cinch's honor, which was really super cool, up at Carley Ranch. And Dejay took pictures, and every picture that was purchased, he donated fully to Comstock to save Cinch. And there were so many amazing people like that. I mean, Erlene, Elle Douglas, she is a fantastic gypsy breeder. And she's fabulous. She has the coolest freaking horses, and I've known her for a long time. I've helped her work with horses, and knew her from house move to house move, and she's a good friend of my grandparents, and she donated an absolute amazing amount of money to save his life. And John Pacino, who is a Hollywood videographer, he donated a lot. And I mean, these are just a few of the tons of human beings who I am immensely grateful for, but you don't realize that you have those people in your corner until something like this happens. And I will be forever in debt, right? I will be giving back to these people for the rest of my life, and not because they tell me I owe them, but because in my heart I owe these people. My best friend is here. He's thriving. He has an attitude again. He is pretty comical. I mean, I watched him literally have his eyes so swollen. They were swollen shut. They had to trach tube him. He couldn't breathe on his own. And he is a firecracker little turd now.
He'll be back in the arena for sure.
I am so grateful. Yeah, I'm pretty sure back on the Defying All Odds, that horse is going to say, you can't tell me to stop here. You just, even if he only goes in there and makes one run, he's not going to stop until he can. And a lot of people don't really recognize that, right? So like an animal, they have passions like people do. And horses actually understand at like a first grade child's level. So they understand a lot of words. And I'm pretty sure if you tell that horse no, you get the hoof. Like he's like, no, it's just not me. It's not going to happen. So he's pretty freaking rad. And I have no doubt that he'll get to compete again. He may not be at the same level he was at, but he's gonna sure try.
He might get up
Just
there.
being out there.
Yeah, he could. I mean,
he could get up there.
He's broke arena records.
With that kind of attitude, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
He's
crazy.
and he's still fairly young.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
far
he's
as
only
that
12. He's won $70,000 in his career.
Wow.
His career was super short. If he can go back there, I have no doubt he'd accomplish great things.
Because usually average age for barrel racing horses, people want to start like 4 to 6, maybe a 7, right?
So futurity years can be, between like 4 and 6, and then 7 and up is like open horses. As far as like your prime, so like what we would consider our prime is like in our 20s, like maybe 30s if we're super healthy, right? Horses' prime is like between 10 and 16 years old. So they have a longevity of prime, especially when they live to 40 years, right? So it's kind of similar to a person. I mean, he just barely reached his prime.
Yeah.
And European studies show that horses with colic surgery sometimes return to be even better. But I'd be curious to see. So
It's going to be great to watch either way.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I hope so. If not, every ride's a blessing right now. I'm not just pushing him. I'm very happy just to get 15 minutes on him at a time.
She's been posting all kinds of videos on
Right.
like her snapping it. What's up? What? What does that say?
Oh, you're a noob too.
Oh,
No,
no.
You're
the
like a
car
space
2 is still
nugget.
going.
Ah.
It records simultaneously.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know.
It okay? Hold on. Pause again.
The universe does things on purpose.
There's a lot of bad people in this world.
The universe works it out in the long run.
Yeah.
Do you know how long that cut out for?
Probably like 7 minutes. No, I'm
Did it
just
stop recording 7 minutes?
kidding. No.
was
I just looked over there and I
I was like, you're about to have a lot of FaceTime. Because if ours is recording, it's going to be focusing on you.
But that whole story was like all you.
Yeah, it's gonna be
so it's
you
going to be
anyway,
really
so.
nice.
Okay. Whatever you guys
I actually really enjoyed that story.
Yeah.
And it was
Aw.
kind of nice to just listen in.
want. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And now
'Cause that was whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot
I learned
to
a
it.
lot about horses today.
there's a lot. It's actually really funny. Like, so I've lived in a lot of places, right? I've traveled a lot and things like that. But I grew up in this community, right? My sister rode all the time. My second mother rode all the time. I grew up around horses. I grew up around all this stuff. I don't get to talk about it much with people because a lot of people here, even though they're, live here, they don't know much about horses anyway. So unless I'm hanging out with other people, right? So unless I'm hanging out with other people, nobody knows. So when people ask a question about a horse and I answer it, they're like, "How did you know that?" I'm like, "Well,
That's what I grew up doing.
right. That's what I do. I
Right.
take pictures and I know things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a lot. There's a lot to it.
Right.
But he's absolute badass.
He
He's
is a
gonna be
badass.
back in the
So
circuit for
cool,
sure.
though.
He's super freaking cool. So the gal that we went and shot with, she did a emotional connection model call, and I gave her our story, as much as I'm allowed to talk about, and she called on him, and the shoot was dramatic and
Very.
super awesome. I mean, you could see like his glow up essentially, and like eventually I want to share the pictures of like when he was in the hospital and like his eyes were swollen shut and he had a breathing tube and like he wasn't there, to like the pictures that he looks now. My vet who did the surgery actually told me that's not the same horse.
Right.
And I was like, no, I'll bring him in to see you. Like, that is the same horse. And he's like, I don't think he's going to want to come back here. But yeah, so he looks really, really good. He's super fortunate to still be here.
She's been posting like stories on Snapchat, little trail rides and stuff here and there, just getting back into it and everything.
He's a monster.
100%. Just absolute beast.
I mean, you have to think about it. So like he was the equivalent of like what an NFL football player is. Like he's a pro level horse, and we really ran him locally while I was dealing with my heart issues and stuff just to keep him going. He is an athlete and a half, and keep an athlete, an NFL football player, if we're going to put layman terms, people terms, put it in a shoebox, put that person in a shoebox for a year and a half, and then tell them they can come back slowly. he doesn't know why he has to go slow.
Right.
And he doesn't do anything slow. So he throws childlike tantrums. Imagine a 1,200-pound animal throwing a tantrum, throwing his sucker in the dirt and stomping his feet and rearing up and bucking and kicking it because he wants to go fast. Right. The only thing that he knows, fast.
Right. I don't think he really recollects like what actually happened to him.
I don't think so. Yeah, like I think he recognizes like something bad happened, like because he wouldn't eat out of a grain pan, which horses don't have frontal lobes like people do, so they don't like differentiate like. They're not going to be vindictive. They're not going to intentionally hurt you or something. Like, they can recognize, like, you pose danger and they can fight back, but they're not malicious animals, right?
Their PTSD is registered differently.
Yeah. But, like, if I brought out a grain pan to him, he would turn his nose up and stomp his feet at it. Like, something's not right about that, which is funny because he's a golden retriever with food and he will maul you for grain.
It's super interesting because like, he might not even know why he's acting like that, why he feels
he
that
just
way.
recognizes the
It's
smell
just his nose,
or the thing.
He's like, that hurt me sometime.
Yeah, but now he's starting to eat out of grain pan now, and he's starting to be open. But we were feeding him in a dog dish. Like we'd put his grain in a dog bowl, and the rest of the horses would get like their grain pans, and he would eat out of that if it came from people that he recognized the smell. If it was a stranger, which is funny because he was always like golden retriever. Oh my God, you're my friend. Yeah. Hello, let me be your friend. Now he's like, stranger, don't know you. Something's weird about. And you're like,
it's like
really?
He knew.
Yeah, like he recognized something happens. But like he still doesn't. I don't think he realized like I'm pretty sure he crossed the other side at least once. Like he was gone, and now you wouldn't even know.
But he did what he did best, and he turned and burned.
Yeah, he
came
did.
right back.
Yeah, so he's pretty dang phenomenal. I owe that horse everything. Like truly, he made me have a name for myself. He made all the confidence in the world. He gave my love for the sport. I mean, I owe him everything. And he was like a little $2,000 reject cutter that they said, he's not going to make anything here.
Underdog story.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yes, he kind of is.
He literally chose not to be a cutter. He's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, which is so funny because like cows are way more fun. Like I'd rather chase cows if I was a horse.
He looks built for cutting too.
He is. So he's totally bred for cutting. He has no speed lineage. Like his pedigree is not fast horses. Like it is like little ranch cutting horses. Like he's like, pedigree is very boring, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna do the opposite. Let me do something else. Let me go fast. So he's kind of like the little what's the red car, Disney car, Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow. That's kind of cinchy. He's super cool. But
cinchy, term now too, huh?
He's a good dude.
Awesome.
Be a cinchy, be the underdog.
Be be alpha, be cinch.
Alpha, be cinch.
That's a freaking story though.
He's like, pretty
literally
rad.
like almost like speechless. Like just like I took that all in.
Man. No, he's pretty incredible. Yeah. One of the gals who actually put money forward to save his life, she told me, she's like, I'll pay you if you write a book on him. And I'm like,
I know, I'm waiting for like a blog post or something.
Right? Like, I'm like,
right?
I would be down, but I don't know if I'd be the person to tell. And she's like, no, it's got to come from you. I'm like, oh, maybe. So that could be maybe one day a thing.
And when you decide to make an audiobook, I got you.
Yeah.
I'll use my good voice.
DJ will be attempting to be seductive in the
Yes.
Can you use
Today
your
we're
Kelly
talking
voice
about cinch. Huh?
Your Kelly girl voice.
Oh, I thought you said R. Kelly voice.
This horse. Oh God.
R. Kelly voice. No,
oh God.
No.
We're not 14. We're safe. So. So.
What a story.
That's awesome.
And he's pretty rad.
I've heard the story, lived the story, listened to it 1,000 more times. Wouldn't matter to me. Yeah. But it's just for the proof out there. Like there are a lot of communities out there like this.
There are, yeah.
And there's a lot of things, but I've never been around any kind of community.
Like the horse community.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. And the thing is, like, everybody respects how much money goes into this kind of stuff too. The training, the breeding, the medication.
Yeah.
Everything about horses is expensive. And it seems like every hand that it is taller is another $50,000 you have to pay into it, you know?
Well, and even the people who seem to have money, right? Like, that's a big thing in this industry.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh my God, they must be so well off. Like, they might not have anything to their name, but they're putting everything into their sport, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, the fact that this community stepped up so much really screams from the rooftops, because a lot of these people don't have anything to spare. And, like, even if it was $1 and it wasn't $1 that they had to spare, they were putting into it.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. Like I forever will find causes in Cinch's honor that I intend on giving back to these people. Like I don't ever want one of my local competitors, whether they beat me in the arena or not, I don't want to see them go through the same thing. Right. So I would forever put money towards those people, even if it's my last dime, like truly.
Yeah. And honestly, like unless you're a legacy rancher, if you see somebody driving around with, you know, a decent truck, you know, like let's say you're running like a 4-panel horse trailer, all that kind of stuff, and you're like, oh, they must have a loan. No, they don't. All the money is into what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like living paycheck to paycheck for like a non-rancher or farmer is one thing. Living paycheck to paycheck as a farmer, especially nowadays with gas prices, with hay prices, mixed prices, alfalfa prices. You're talking, let's not forget about the fact that everybody's damming water in California. Now you don't have any water for your crops. Like all this stuff snowballs, and the contribution that we can make to local farmers and local ranchers and things like that is huge. And it's so hard to do nowadays. Right. You know, and I don't know if you guys saw on the news or not, Biden's here right now. Which I find is really I find it kind of ironic. It's not political. Calm down, everybody. But I do find it ironic that he came to Nevada to help with the relief when he didn't go to California, where it actually got hit by the hurricane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so,
well, that wasn't even the relief for why he came here.
He was here. He was
here for vacation before he went to Maui.
Right. For the whole, I don't even get me started. I'm so pissed off about that.
You want to talk about the conspiracy theories?
Oh my God. I have been. I will get so angry if we talk about Maui right now.
I know I can't. I will too.
They shut down all the roads while Biden was here. And one of my friends posted something on Facebook, and she's like, you know, if you were actually more widely accepted and liked here, that you wouldn't need so much security.
Yeah.
Truth.
And it's, I mean, there's a whole thing behind that. You guys can do your own research. Like I said, I'm not going to turn this political, but I think it's quite funny. Because when Obama would come to Hawaii, they would shut down highways too. And that just pissed off locals because they're trying to get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had bosses, you know, trying to go to work and stuff. I do work a day job too, guys. Modeling does not pay, neither does horses. But
and this is coming from somebody who does well as a model and as a racer.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, neither of those pay very well. As my honey always says, "Ooh, look, Car, it's a side hustle." Ha ha ha! Like we drove past Chick-fil-A the other day, and he's like, "Oh, look, they're hiring part-time. Do you want another side hustle?" Yeah.
What's rude. what's the saying you guys always say, like $1 in, $50 out or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. $1 million barrel racer means you're actually out $2 million.
Exactly. Like you can say you're expensive, but we know where all that money went.
Yeah. But
why we upcharge our prices for
as
photographers too.
You know what? And I was talking to you about this too. Yeah. I saw a post on Facebook a couple days ago, and I believe the wedding was supposed to be shot from, I want to say like 3 to 10 or 2 to 10.
We were just talking about this.
So it's like 7 or 8 hours. Looking for a second shooter because their second shooter backed out, and I think I know why. They said that
we know who these people are.
Oh yeah, well you're gonna offer me, you want me to go? Oh, and they said, oh, you can't be new. You have to have experience with flash. And in my personal experience, my professional experience, if you are new at photography, you are not a flash savvy person. Right. And there's nothing wrong with not being flash savvy, but it is a whole nother technical route to go through. So
it is. There's like numerous classes on it. Like
absolutely.
I've modeled for multiple classes for those, and it's like. Yeah, I mean,
I was like, even for Aaron's classes, like all the different, like, I mean, there's such a big difference in a 5-degree turn of the flash,
or even the difference from your subject, or
exactly. And you have to know these things off the top of your head as you're going. And this guy said, or girl, that he's like, I need experience, flash, whatever, 8 hours of work, no problem, $500. No,
it's not worth your time.
No.
Yeah.
Like
no way.
For that experience, you shouldn't be getting paid that.
No, absolutely not. No. And Aaron's second shoots for a wedding photographer all the time. They're like 3, 4, 5 hours. He gets paid very well for it. But Aaron's experience, he deserves to get paid. Yeah. And for anybody, that's barely, like if I get paid, it was in Tahoe. So for me to go to Tahoe and come back for that amount of time with gas, $500 is like a tip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to be full of myself or anything, but if you put the time and money in, same with you. If you put the time and money into your craft, and somebody's going to offer you like bacon bits for it.
Well, what people don't realize is like, it is your lifestyle. Like it's not even a lifestyle. It is your life. Like when you're pouring something into a craft, a passion like this, like you lay down in bed, you're reading about it, you're researching it. Like
it's like 24/7, just like in your brain.
Constantly. Like it is your life. Like, and yes, you love it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be paid for it. So like a big thing is, speaking of,
I want to answer the phone so bad.
Answer the phone.
Ooh,
hey,
I miss the phone so bad.
Do you want to go and shoot with Dejay? But
I really do. I'm gonna bug her.
I'll bug her. But like people don't understand. So like a big thing, like even in our house, like my spouse, his life is his job, and it's because he protects people and he protects and serves for what he does. As a hint, but that's his job, that's his life. But yet I'll be laying in bed next to him and he's like, God, you're always on your phone. Well, yeah, I'm working because part of my job is consulting. So I consult high-end barrel horses. And like to put it in perspective, these are not $50,000 horses. These are $60, $70, $80, $100, $200,000 horses that these clients are buying. Right.
If you guys, real quick, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you're not a horse person and you're wondering why these numbers are being thrown out there, you're like, there's no way. I want you guys to know that some of the most illustrious horse breeders in the world live on Hawaii. These are multi-million-dollar horses. Horses
can fly too, which is super cool. Like you put them in a cargo box and then they ship them.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's super rad.
And if you choose, the crazy thing is, if you decide to put them on a boat because a boat is technically cheaper, they only ship horses. And this is the last time I checked. They only ship horses out of Hawaii to the mainland twice a year, and the boat has to be full first.
Yep.
And that's 20 slips, I think.
I think so. Yeah, it's not very much.
So if you buy 1 or 2 horses from one of the breeders down there, you're already on $1 million or so, more than likely, with shipping.
Easy.
Not only that, but if you don't want to wait the 6 months for the boat to get full to get it in, you can pay for all those other slips to get the boat sent over.
And there are clients that will do that.
Absolutely. You're literally going to spend as much money on the last 18 slips as you've done on the 2 horses to get them there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the people that spend money on like that, it's literally chump change to them. So you guys are wondering like how much horses cost more than most, like almost all
not
cars.
all horses, right? Like you can be a backyard horse person. Like you can buy a horse for $1,000, $2,500, $5,000. Yeah, illegally.
Yeah, very illegally, 100% illegally.
Dejay.
I am not saying you should at all.
Right.
The Mustangs and the money.
The
inbred ones, yeah.
Yeah, inbred.
Yeah. Their family trees look like this.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or more like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look at his bloodline. Bob.
Dad, sister, dad.
Short
dad.
sprout, really long root at the bottom.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, these horses can go anywhere in that range. But I'm looking all the time, like just like you guys in photography. Like you want to up your skill, you want to purchase more expensive,
more classes, more equipment.
Yeah, like you're
all
always
the knowledge,
learning, right? Or you're YouTubing, right? YouTubing is huge in your guys' industry. Like we use YouTube for teaching humans certain drills, and like somebody who's not necessarily exactly understanding what I'm explaining, like from client to horse as far as riding in the arena in front of me, you might show them a simple drill. Like YouTube is huge. Our technology is huge, but you don't stop living it and pursuing it constantly. Being paid inexpensively for it is just a bummer. Like, yeah, especially like the people at this table, we donate our time, right? Because we know that we've gotten good at our craft, or we respect at the level we're at our craft. Like, I'll tell you right now, being a professional barrel racer, I can always get better. There are so many girls better than me, and I want to learn from them. You guys are probably the same way. But the other thing is, like, I know that I may be in a better position than somebody who wants to still learn something, and if I can offer something to them, I'm gonna do it, right? If I can, and if they can't afford it, I still want to see them succeed. That's important. But $200, $500 for what you guys do, and then driving 2.5 hours up there, give or take with traffic,
no. I've seen Carley knock over barrel 3 on a 15-second run, and I can see it in her face how pissed off she is. So
I've hit barrels for $10,000.
And
like had an opportunity to win that, would have had a winning time, tipped it over.
And if a girl comes up to her, competitor or not, and asks her for tips, no matter how mad she is, she will stop and help her.
Yeah, I think it's important.
And I say her. So that's another thing too. Barrel racers professionally are only women. It's allowed to only be women. There are men that barrel race as well, but they are in the semi-pro circuit. When it comes to professional, though, it is only women. And I think that's great. And it's good for a lot of reasons too. Men are generally bigger than women. Lighter. Yeah. Every pound counts on the horse. Yep. Depending on the horse, whatever. But I mean, on a full pattern, for you to run a 15-16 is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what you're doing. So like standard, they have all different size patterns out there.
Like record like 14.7 right now or something, 14.8.
Well, it depends on like the pattern. I know since she holds a couple arena records, and it depends on what they are. So like sometimes they'll have like a standard pattern. They'll have a standard pattern with a short score, which just means the timer eyes are a little bit closer or a little bit further away. But if you know particular arenas and if it's the same thing constantly set up, some of those times are super significant. Like if DJ says like a 14.67, so like that's typically what we call like an NFR pattern, which is like World Finals, which is a really small pattern located in the Thomas and Mack in Vegas, which, as you guys know, is a baseball or a basketball court sometimes. So when you are running a barrel pattern in something that small, it's expected to be a faster, quicker time. So I mean, it really depends, but
the full pattern look like 17s, like a full.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fastest, like on a full standard I've run on that horse is like a 16.89, which is pretty solid.
Very solid.
But yeah, I mean, it depends. Every horse runs different. I bring a lot of things into training. I don't train people as much as I used to, mostly just the horses now. But
fun fact, Carley doesn't like people. Fun fact for anybody that's out there listening, she's not actually a big fan of most people.
I'm all about helping the people and being kind, but I'm as social as I tend to be. I would prefer not to be.
I was like, would you believe that she's actually introverted?
Introverted?
Yeah.
No,
a big part of me is, I'd rather be at the barn with like my headphones in and like tune in on a horse or,
listening to Jason Aldean's new song.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome. Haters.
Yeah, start the controversy.
Stirring the pot.
Yeah.
I was just at a bar just editing photos on Sunday.
Nice. Were you at was it a
Tentor?
Tentor, of course.
Did
you talk to the fuckers in the back for me?
Which
Why?
ones?
What'd you do? Stir shit?
No. Well, no. Okay, so here's what happened. Right? Picture it, Sicily.
No, Letty's Tacos.
So we went out there for his birthday, your birthday.
Yeah.
And
I love Tentor.
it's such a good place.
They're freaking lavender vodka or lavender lemonade.
Yes.
Oh,
so good.
I have the sticker right there.
Yes,
And
I was just looking at that. I was like, oh, we're a fan over here.
Have you tried the food truck in the back?
No, because I don't go outside.
Like I'm like a VIP exclusive. But, okay, so the food truck is Letty's Tacos.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I can.
And it is good. It is good.
Except when they have birria tacos and they don't have
Consomme. Now let me explain. If you guys don't know what consomme is, if you go anywhere that has quesabirria or birria tacos, it's going to normally have a consomme. And what the consomme is, it is the juice and stuff that you use to marinate the meat that is already in it. And
the sauce.
It's exactly the sauce, and it's delicious. Okay, epic mealtime. You guys should come back. The sauce.
I wish, dude.
It's so good. So I went back there, and I'm obsessed with consomme. It's one of my favorite things, which my girlfriend thinks is hilarious, by the way. So I went.
Rosa.
Yeah, shout out to Rosa. Yeah. So I went back there.
The real MVP.
Got you. So I went back there to go check on, and I saw birria tacos on the menu. I was like, yes. And then this I say kid, he's probably 18, 19.
No, he's a kid.
That's still a kid.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It's not just
kid.
Okay, cool.
He's there every weekend. So
yeah, no, but he's like we're talking like
no, he looks like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, copy. Like this?
Yeah.
A little bit high.
So I walked up and I was like, what's up, man? He's like, hey. I was like, hey.
You mean hey?
Hi. And I was like, hey. So I asked about the birria tacos, and I was like, hey, do you guys have consomme with this? And he's like, I don't know. And he looks over.
Mom, help!
It was his dad, to be fair. His dad was there. Dad? He's like, hey, in Spanish, which I don't speak fluent Spanish. Yeah, sorry, Rosa. And he's like, do we
Papa?
do consomme for the tacos, the birria tacos? And he's like, what? And he's like, consomme, the dip. And he was, I'm not making this up. The dad leaned over around the corner and looked at the person that was asking the question and was like, no, and went back. And I was like, okay, look, man, I get it. I'm a gringo. It's fine, whatever. But I know what the fuck consomme is, and I wanted it.
You a white boy?
Oh, 100%.
Try to ask the next time I'm there.
I'm just gonna be there with you next time.
Yeah, I'll see if I.
Yeah, but then they're gonna see you and be like, "No, that fool's actually."
Oh, he's not gonna remember.
He's back.
He's back.
He's not gonna remember. Gringo.
How do you not remember the beard and the glasses? And
the man bun and the man bun.
I had my hair down that day. I rode my motorcycle. Thank you.
You did.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So put it in a man bun and they'll make a big difference.
Could you imagine, like, oh, with the man bun in, we have consomme. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Casual. Here you go. I'll give you 2 cups instead of 1.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We're doing it. It's an hour and 20 minutes already.
You, buddy.
I really enjoyed that story.
Yeah, the story is dope.
I learned a lot about horses today.
Now we're gonna have him on a horse next.
Oh,
can we do?
I
can we do a live
horse.
podcast?
Oh, 100%. We're actually talking about, and you're gonna hate this.
Oh God, am I already volunteered?
Yes.
I was gonna ask you, but I know.
Okay.
But here's the thing: is okay. So, in our Snapchat conversation, I'm pretty sure I saved the video when Britt was golfing in Carson, and you were like, "This is what Carley does when we're golfing," and and she's just sitting in the cart. And they're out there like playing, and she's just like la 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 la.
I'm not athletic.
She will be our. Not athletic as a barrel racer. Yeah.
To be fair, Cinch does all the work.
Yeah.
Most of the work.
He does. True. Like, we have buttons that we have to push, like, jokingly. Like, that's what we call them. Like, you have to, like, put pressure on certain ribs and stuff. But, like, I'm not athletic. If you ask me to hit a ball or throw a ball,
I want to see that.
it's over.
I love watching unathletic people throw balls.
Yeah, no.
It's really funny.
It's bad. It's bad.
Like, if you put gloves on her, if you put gloves on her,
it's even worse than it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't throw it to her. You know those like crazy movies where like, oh my God, there's only like 5 seconds left in the clock. We got to make this touchdown, bro.
Oh yeah.
Throw the Hail Mary.
Don't throw it at me.
And then you
Don't throw it to me.
The music in the background, and then the person's supposed to catch it at the very end and tuck it in and slide in. Touchdown, we win. Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Don't throw it to
this
me.
This is what I was thinking of. Have you ever seen that twin basketball movie on Disney?
What?
Have you ever watched? Like,
Are you a Disney Plus boy?
Exclusive? No, like the Disney exclusive one. No, I am not a Disney Plus boy at all. Never. Excuse me.
DJ, we knew this.
It was the.
It's so true.
He's all.
Guilty. I love
basketball twin.
Things. Yes,
I thought you were talking
Disney
about
original movie.
Okay.
From like the 90s or early 2000s about twin basketball sisters.
Sisters, no?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna demonstrate.
Okay.
This is not the dance that I owe people for 1,000 views or whatever.
That's true. Don't forget that.
Yeah, you guys.
You owe a dance. You're gonna give that tonight.
No.
Shovel.
So in the movie, there's a scene where it's like the what's it called, the final seconds.
Yeah.
And she's holding the ball like this, and she's about ready to shoot, and it's like 40 seconds of her just going like this.
Yeah, that's Carley, just in general. But then I drop the ball.
Keep doing it until I have to go. That's what happened. Yeah, there you go, people. You saw my legs.
Did that count as the truffle shuffle?
No. Oh. But I really want the 1,000 viewer point because that's going to be hilarious. We are going to make a list.
I'm going to find the movie.
We're gonna. Oh yeah.
In a little bit.
Good.
Okay.
We're gonna make a list of things like once we hit certain milestones for viewers and downloads and stuff like that, we'll do something fun for you guys, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going on almost an hour and 30 right now.
Yeah.
Our podcasts are getting longer.
People must think that I'm boring.
Fine. No. If they thought this was boring, get out of here.
Yeah. Mistakes.
Leave.
Mistakes.
Horses are cool.
So you still wanna do next weekend or next week another episode?
Yeah. I'm done.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because you guys are kind of cool. I don't know.
You guys are kind of cool.
Casual.
As always.
I'll tell you the movie when I find it next week.
Oh yeah. Hey, Stephen Finch.
I can't wait till he listens to that one and hits me up and is like.
So what's funny? I woke up the next morning and I sent him a text message. I was like, "Hey, fucker." And all I got back from was the middle finger, and I was like, "This friend of mine thinks he's hilarious. He is pretty funny.
Of you?
He is pretty funny. He used to be my my. I don't know. I want to say autocorrector. I guess he would make sure that I spelled things right from all my posts and stuff because I wouldn't misspell things. Well, I wouldn't pay attention.
I found the movie, but I'll share it on the next episode.
Oh my god!
We have it
no, I just found out that I most obviously 100% definitely have that. So
yeah, I knew this, but it's okay. Me too.
Yeah, but I was gonna say thanks for telling brother out. Anyway, if you guys made it this far, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Carley, for a super amazing story and time with us. Appreciate it.
Gotcha.
She apparently is coming back next week. I guess we'll record another one. Whatever, it's fine.
If you guys
we'll talk more
want to
model
listen
things.
to my voice again,
I do. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. So if you guys made it this far, you're awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. We have been getting comments from a lot of people. You guys do enjoy the longer episodes because you guys don't just listen to it all in one sitting, which is great. But as always, we love hearing your guys' feedback. That's super awesome. If you guys have any feedback at all, let us know. Carley does have social media, but not for the kind of social media that you might be looking for.
No Instagram.
Nothing. She does. She just doesn't post a lot.
Yeah. Ooh, my bad. Maybe I need to do more shoots. Ooh. But no, if you guys want more information or anything, you guys can reach out to DJ or comment or give us some feedback. Yeah. I am totally cool with getting on with these guys again, answering any questions, whether you want to know about horses, rodeo, you want to talk about modeling, you guys want to talk about life or figuring things out, or we've going through what happened with Cinch. There were a lot of ups and downs, and I think it's important to get to know people.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
If you're down honestly. Yeah. If you guys want a therapy session, we'll We'll try to make it comical.
Absolutely.
Pretty much the podcast.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, she's super friendly, like I said, guys. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. She will definitely be there to help you, especially if you're local.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we appreciate it. We will see you again next week. We're going to do a little more of a free form next week. We actually stayed on topic this time and
sort of
asked.
We talked more about horses than we did modeling.
Well, that's okay.
Loved
that's
it.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Mike was
because Cinch is a model anyway. Have you seen him?
He is. I'll give the boys a couple pictures of him.
Yes, I need to put him here.
Yeah.
And here.
Yeah.
That way you could be like, he's over there.
We're gonna have some would you rather questions for Carley to see how she responds to those.
Snap!
That was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be good ones because we found there's a lot of lame ones out there. So
there are a lot of lame ones.
But yeah, if you made it this far, commend you. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Sweet.